Call a lady and then just ignore her.
Okay, hopefully my audio isn't screwed up. So, hello everybody, AOG Gaming here, back with another video on Outer Plane. Let me get rid of this pop-up real quick. Okay, so, oh my god, of course. When the fuck did I open Opera? Okay, hopefully my audio is still fine. Yeah, okay. Why are you loading right now? Okay, so it's my month review on this game because I've already logged in 28 days, and there's a lot of bad stuff with this game that I'm seeing now. And I know a lot of people are fans about this game, and I like the game. It's not bad, but again, like I've mentioned before, it's just way too grindy. Yeah, and then like this is just useless to you. All these rewards, it's like you can get this amount in a single day. Most of the stuff is useful, like the actual manuals for the skills, the hammers for the gear, and then you get like presents, but they don't actually do much. Yeah, like this is okay, and then really it's just the 7, 14, 21, and 28 days that give you actual good stuff. So here's where we're gonna start, right? I finally beat story mode, the normal story mode, completely. So I completed all the way to chapter 10, right? Good, done there, done that. So now there is season 1 hard. So this is basically just the same thing I did, but harder. There's also season part 2, and I'm assuming this would be easier than season 1 because it's just like an extension. There's only 5 episodes, so yeah, it might be easier to do, but again, it's probably harder because that's how it works. Now here's my problem, right? One, they keep releasing skins just for people to buy, but they don't actually do anything else. Like, they don't provide stat boosts as far as I'm concerned. So they keep releasing a lot of skins, but they're not actually fixing things that are wrong with the game. Like I've said, I've made multiple videos on it. I'm like 90% sure the devs, at least someone in that circle of people, has seen one of my videos. Like, they don't get, I mean, one of my videos got like 100 views, which isn't a lot, but like, my videos are very specific. So if they're specifically looking for things to fix in the game, my videos specifically address that, and some of my titles have top 3 things to fix in the game. Now here's the problem, right, that I have with the game. There were 3 things that I said, right? It's the gifting of the heroes, that you basically don't get access to a whole ass,
You called for me?
like, piece for the hero that is supposed to make them much more viable and more useful in like most scenarios. They could have made 4-star, 5-star, and 6-star versions of this, or they could have just made a 5-star version where you only need another copy to make it a 5-star and then a 6-star. So you get this base copy, but they could have added, like, they could have done something to it, right? No, instead they locked it behind level 10, and I'm already at level 6. It's been a month, right? I've poured basically all of my resources into Siron. That includes all of the gifts that you get from collecting, just logging in every single day for a month, and all of the gifts I've just gotten randomly through doing quests and doing achievements and stuff. Like, you get some extra stuff. I think I can't look at it now because I've already completed it. But yeah, so weekly missions, achievements, and daily, not the daily or weekly missions, but the achievements. I'm sure there's a few in there that give you that. But that's not the problem, right? Like, the problem is that
You
I've poured
called for me?
all of my resources into her, and she's still only a level 6. Like, that's ridiculous. It's taking me a month to get to level 6, and it's only slowed down. Like, this is atrocious on so many levels. So yeah, it's just the fact that they do that. Like, oh yeah, it's free to play friendly, but you only get the hero. They did some maintenance, but I didn't really see what they did. Now, my other problem with the game is the fact that they kind of... I mean, it's not really a problem. It's more just like... I don't know why they didn't make this 2 chances. Again, watch my last video where I actually talk about these in depth. But really, I just said they should double this because you have 4 characters on your team, and basically you can only grind for 2. Unless you want to split up the chances, but then it's not even, and you still have lopsidedness. That's my problem, right? You get different amount of shards for each hero, so one hero is 5-star, the other one's 4, and it messes up your team composition and just like the consistency of your team, because now you have to wait for the other hero to get to 5 stars before you get consistency on your team. And I've been seeing that more and more as you get later on in the game, especially in the story mode. I've definitely had to retry a few times, and for sure they make the paywall very evident in chapter 9-11, wherever you face Leo. Yeah, this one. So 9-11 is so much harder than 9-10 and 9-12. 9-12 you only face him, but 9-11 you face him and this Nene person, right? But for some weird goddamn reason, he can just nuke your entire team unless you basically max everything out on your team. So yeah, I basically had to get level 75 on all my heroes at least, just to beat this boss, and even then I was close to losing. But yeah, it just goes to show that sometimes even a good corporation like Smilegate doesn't understand the underlying values of what makes a gacha game good and what makes it bad, because they're obviously following the opposite of what they should be doing. So yeah, I mean, that paywall was like surprising to me. There's also the floor 40 paywall. Like, I don't understand how they didn't foresee this as a problem. They literally made it a fucking invincible hero. Like, you can't pass this unless you have single target heroes, which again is like, are you kidding me? So now I need specific heroes. Like, yeah, a lot of heroes have a basic attack that's single target. You're still gonna die really fast because the boss has 52,000 power. Like, they are very powerful. So here's my problem, right? Like, you can just read the description. Reduces battle damage taken by 60% and weakness gauge damage taken by 50%. It's irremovable, so you can't even use dispellers. As long as Shadow Beast exists, the boss doesn't take damage and his weakness gauge is not reduced. Oh, fucking great. So all AoE attacks are off the table. 100%. So you just can't bring AoE attack heroes, which is like the most bullshit thing I've heard, because 90% of the characters in the game have AoE attacks. So it's like, okay, so that is just a blatant paywall, 100%. And then the other clause of it is Shadow Beasts do not take damage from attacks that target all enemies. So basically, no AoE attacks. You can only have single or dual target attacks, which is like, okay, that's very niche. So again, they're emphasizing the pay to win part about the game, which I hate. This is 100% not what should be in the game. That doesn't really matter. I mean, that's just a boss thing. And then there's the fact that he heals anyway on every single fucking one of his attacks. It's like, really? And he doesn't have immunity, right, to anything, so you can kind of control. But again, the bosses have passive immunities. I'm not sure if that's the case for this, but it seems like it will be anyway, considering how overdone they've done the bosses. So really, it's the same problem with this light, right? They just OD things. They overdo them to the point where you need specific characters. And again, it goes back to the point where I'm like, when you do that, it doesn't, like, even with this, right? This power system, it says 40k. I can't beat it because I don't have single target. I have Laplace. That's the only single target hero I have that I have built. All the other heroes I'm gonna have to build. So again, it goes back to the part where what is the point if that's the case? So yeah, that's 100% a paywall. You can't really say anything otherwise. And then the bosses, each of in it themselves have paywalls, and I'd say that's around stage 6 for these, right? Yeah, stage 6 for these bosses for the weapon accessory, and then stage 8 for these, because stage 7 is actually not that hard, but it does show you that it's going to be a lot harder. And here's the problem, right? Stage 8, right? Stage 8 for all of these, right? The Master Guardian, the Tyrant Toddler, all of this special request ecology study is what you need in order to craft a certain gear in the base. Which again, it goes to show that they're basically locking you out of the best stuff in the game just so that you can pay them money. And that in itself makes me unable to tell you guys that this is a good game. Even then, I'm backtracking on the part where I said it was a decent game. And I will show you why. So first, we go to craft armor, right? So in order to craft basically 5-star gear, you need to beat stage 8. So if we go to the ecology, right? Oh, I didn't show you. Okay, that was the wrong button to click. So the other button. So basically, you have to beat stage 8 on all of them, which for me is hard right now. So it goes to show you that even after a month of playing, you won't be anywhere near this. And that's just a chance to get legendary gear. And then the abrasiveness is kind of like the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Basically, it's just a higher chance of getting legendaries, but I've never gotten even an epic, so like that in itself is just flawed. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of stupid. And if you go in info, yeah, you have to beat stage 8. So if you click it, it'll bring you straight to stage 8. Or it won't. Okay, I guess it won't, but you have to beat stage 8. And that's the only one I've unlocked, stage 8, which is why it's the only one that shows up. So then again, it goes to show that they don't actually care about free-to-play in that sense. I know there needs to be some progress, but the fact that you need to beat stage 8 and the bosses are so overdone that you need specific heroes goes to show that it's not free-to-play friendly in that aspect. So now we get to the part where is the reason why I'm starting to backtrack a lot, right? So I'm sorry for not making videos on Night of the Living Soul Slayer. I wanted to, but I might just do a Twitch stream of that, because honestly I don't feel like making videos if it's not free to play friendly in any way, shape, or form. And then again, you know, the game is still pretty free to play friendly, but the problem is that they made it a long grind for that. And that's the same thing with this light. They made the free to play grind so long that it's not viable. And it's the same thing with this game. They made the free to play grind so long that I don't think it's viable. And you can see that in the fact that a lot of people have just left the game. Like, people haven't signed in for more than 100 days. That tells me from day one they really haven't fixed anything underlying about the game. Nothing whatsoever. So even if they're listening to the player base, they're really only listening to those who have money. And that in itself is a problem, because if they don't listen to the actual free-to-play base, their game is gonna die. It's already not doing well. 200,000 for a gacha game is, let's face it, it's bad. It's not good. So yeah, I mean, it just grates on my soul, because this is a game that I was really enjoying, and the mechanics are really fun and really cool, but they just have so much to fix about the game that they're not fixing. And I've made multiple videos, but they still haven't addressed them. They released a mini patch update, still that didn't fix anything. So again, it just goes to show that
How are you gonna call a lady and then just
there is a
ignore
lot
her?
to fix about the game, but they're not fixing it. So here we go to the last part, right? And really, it's the overlying problem with all gacha games. It's the gacha itself. So here's the problem, right? You unlock the Demiurge estate, or just the Demiurge banner, because they have a rotating every 2 weeks. Here's my problem with it, right? They increased the ether count. Now, that isn't so much of a problem for me because, for one, they increased it to a 3.75% chance of getting a legendary or a 3-star, basically. So that in itself is a lot better. However, they tacked on an 1,000 ether part to it, which is like, okay, so that sucks. For most free to play, in my opinion. So for like just the normal grind that I've done, you can basically get 8 to 9 summons per 2 weeks. So I'd say 4 to 5 summons a week in the normal banner. So you get around, oh, I don't know. Oh, that's 6k, basically 6k ether if you just do free to play grind, which is not bad, right? It's still really good. However, this only gives you a 2.5% chance of getting a 3-star, and most of the time going after these banners, you're going to be trying to go after the new character, right? Or the banner itself, the character that is on the banner. Again, I say the problem with that is the 50-50, because again, intrinsic probability comes into play. The thing is, they kind of fixed it in this banner where they just gave you, oh no, it's even worse actually. It's a less percent chance. So honestly, they should flip this and it would be much better. So yeah, that would make it much better. So this is my problem with the gacha again. They are specifically emphasizing that you should spend money rather than try and free to play. And here, basically, it's telling me, oh yeah, so basically you have, and also they decrease the demiurge chances of these characters, which I mean makes sense because they are the most broken heroes in the game. But then it goes to show that it's not free to play friendly. They're just trying to make money. And while Smilegate, I understand, you're a company that needs money, there's definitely a positive way to go around it and a horrible way to go around it. And so far you've shown me every way that is the old gacha system, old gacha company game part, where it's basically like every other scam gacha game out there, where they try and pull you in with all these cool graphics and gameplay. I mean, most of them don't have great gameplay. This one at least has good gameplay, or game mechanics, I want to say. The problem is, because the gameplay is atrocious if you go to certain bosses, the problem is that this gacha in itself is flawed, and that's the point. So how does this work, right? You collect these things, right? And they do give them to you for free. So I do have to say, at least they do. The problem is it's 2,500 to draw. So now you have to take away an extra draw from your draw. So now you get around 6 to 7 draws per 2 weeks, which is not a lot. But then again, you have an extra 1.25% chance. So basically they added a 50% extra chance of getting a 3-star, but they decreased your draws to like 2 for that banner. Because honestly, if you're going to draw out of any banner, it's going to be this one. Because if you get Demiurge Stay or Demiurge Stella, you're pretty much set for the game. Like you can 6-star that hero. I mean, you're not pretty much set, but you can build a team around them and you're pretty much set. That's my point, right? So it's not so bad in that part, but it's the grind. Again, they think that the grind is what will keep players playing. But the grind is one of the things that... Okay, there's a lot of static going on here. But the grind is the problem, right? They need to make sure that the grind is not so bad to the point where it just disincentivizes players at all. And I think that's what the problem is, right? I left my club because they have just been inactive for more than like 3 weeks. And I can see why. So yeah, and here's the free part, right? So we go to events. They give you basically a summon a week. So that's why I say 6 to 7, because it's actually closer to that 8 mark. Where is it? Boss, yeah, boss summon daily missions. So you just have to do this, which is pretty easy. Like that's kind of what you do daily anyway. But it only gives you 20. So you get 20 for every 5 days. and it resets every 28 days. That's how long their events usually are. So yeah, I mean, you get 20 a day, so every 5 days you get an extra summon for the Demiurge. So I really like this part. So this part is really free to play friendly in my opinion, because now you're basically just focusing on the Demiurge banner. However, it takes you much longer to grind for either now, especially where I'm at. I'm not getting any more either. Like the 1000 ether I got, that's the only reason why I have 2800 right now. It's because I got it from the login. If they don't have that login again, I am basically decreasing the amount of ether I have, and I will have less chances. It's also at the here, where is it?
Hey,
so the
kiddo.
event, right?
You like me that much? So much you forgot I could break your hand off if I wanted?
I mean, I'll let you break my hand. No, I'm joking. So it's this thing, right? It only occurs once. So after you're done with all of this, you're pretty much screwed, right? Pretty much screwed. Yeah, I can complete hard mode adventure or whatever. It's still not really gonna matter with my summons, right? And the thing is, they don't even give you anything for the Demiurge banner. So this is all just normal banner stuff. But yeah, I mean, they do give you the choice, which is like, this is really free to play friendly, but again, they're emphasizing such a long grind, and I think that's a major downfall of this game, is that they're emphasizing the grind as a free to play thing, when the grind for all gacha games is what detriments free to play players. So again, it goes to show they don't understand what is actually wrong with their game, and instead, if we go to the shop, they're just releasing skin after skin after skin. Where was the costumes? So now they're just releasing a ridiculous amount of skins. And while these are some pretty awesome skins, I'm not gonna lie, they don't do anything, right? It's just a preview.
In and ready for action.
It doesn't do anything to your account. So they could add, oh, that's a really nice skin. They could add, so that's what I'm saying. It's just the simps and the whales that are staying on the games, because there's nothing for the free to play. Like, there's no incentive for free to play other than, okay, I guess I'll be below. And the reason why I say it's a summon every 5 days is, again, because this here, yeah, it's just ridiculous. So we're gonna do one summon, right? We're probably not gonna get a 3-star. Yeah, again, so it's this BS, right? I get all of that. I basically work so hard to try and grind, and again, they give you a lot of these, so you know, combined with the Ether and this, it's kind of free to play. But now you have a different pity, right? So now I'm building other pity when I could just be. Can we stop with the fucking staticness? My goodness, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, I mean, it just, what else can I say? And now that I'm building another pity, it's gonna make it harder for me to get new units, right? So yeah, that's pretty much just it. There's a lot in the game they could fix, but they're not fixing it, and I really feel like these banners should be, I mean, maybe for this one, because it's not, you know, it's not a 2-week banner, is it? Yeah, because it lasts until the 21st. So yeah, it's a 30-day banner, 28-day banner, whatever you want to say. They should just switch these chances, because people would automatically love that even more. So again, it goes to show that they don't understand the problems. The gacha, the locking content behind grind or paywalls, those two. And then, last but not least, I mean, the free-to-play aspect, where they try and bring you in with it, but they don't actually fully commit to the free-to-play friendliness. And that's what I mean. They gave you only 2 characters to work with for the side story challenges instead of 4. Why? Literally, it does nothing for them other than pushes players away. Because lopsided, and again, you could switch every day, but again, that just doubles the amount of time you have to grind, and then that makes it less viable for free to play. That simple. So yeah, I mean, it's still a fun game, but if you're not willing to do the grind, then I don't recommend it. I will continue, but I think the videos are going to decrease because, again, I don't feel that it's that free-to-play friendly in my opinion. It is at the beginning, but again, that's the problem with all gacha games. They draw you in at the beginning, they expect you to spend money, and then you get to the point where you're like, well, I spent all this money, but did it really do much? No. So yeah, I mean, it's just, if they listened to me, this game would be at least 5 times, would bring in 5 times the revenue that they're bringing in now. Guaranteed. But then again, they just don't listen. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have to end it here. There's nothing much else to speak about. But yeah, as always, thank you everybody for watching.
I'm ready to go to battle. Finally,
yeah.
I've made it this far.
That's it. Thank you everybody for watching. AOG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Really shows your support. Helps me out, keeps you up to date with my content.
Yes,
I'm
ready.
140 subscribers this time, check. So y'all are amazing. Keep going. We will start Twitch streaming, so you might see this game on there. We'll probably start doing that tomorrow because I just have to. I'll do a test run tonight. I don't expect any of y'all to be watching anyway. But yeah, I mean, really sad. Isn't there supposed to be a 3-star that I got from? They gave me a 3-star, didn't they? What? I'm confused. Weren't they supposed to give you a 3-star for the completing the story? Yeah, they were supposed to give me Stella. Alright, I guess they didn't. Cause look, right? There's no way they just did not give me. So they're supposed to give you. I don't understand what's going on. Like after I beat this, they gave me Stella shards or Demiurge Stella shards. I am confused. Or maybe I just unlocked the ability to get her. Maybe that's it. I unlocked the ability to get her. Just like you could have just given someone a 3-star and that would have made the game much better. Wouldn't have been a chip off your shoulder. Would have gained you more money because a person would have wanted to max out that. Like, again, it goes back to the thing. Free is fun. Putting stuff behind paywalls is not. So, yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to end the video here. I can't recommend this game. I'm sorry for everyone who's playing it, but it's true. I will continue to play and see how it goes, but until the developers actually listen to all the things that I've talked about, just the 3 things. They don't have to fix anything else. There is still a lot of things that are wrong with the game, like the copy pasta boss or minions, the monsters, and the gameplay is pretty repetitive. There's not much other than
call a lady and then just
what you do, which is burst skills and yeah, like the gameplay is all the same. Like they could have different game modes with different types of gameplay, and I know I have different ideas for that, but again, I'm not going to give it to them for free because it's just going to make them implement those in the game without actually making it more free-to-play friendly. What I want them to do is first fix the free-to-play friendly parts about the game that are pushing people away, and then implement fun, new, cool stuff that will attract players, rather than just attracting them with that and then having them realize that the game is technically not free-to-play friendly. As always, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.